Things were starting to get slow, and Sammy the three-card man was not making any money. So Sammy decided to cash in on the little nest egg that he had stored up over time robbing good people in the streets of Bridgetown. Sammy bought a little old capucula and a whole new wardrobe, rhinestone sunglasses, 8 close-fitting turleen shirts with the zip-up neck that stretch across the guts, but he feel they look sexy, and 8 crimpling bell-bottom pants with the 2 slim belts at the waistband, some new bibbies and vests, 2 pairs of flat-form cockroach killers, cause them was the new fashion. And let me tell you, them shoes put on a good 3 inches on Sammy height. He went in at Annie Wilson and buy a new valise to pack the clothes in. And Sammy planned for his future start to take shape in his mind. He rubbed his hands and smiled. Sammy was intent on changing his fortunes. He was planning for a rainy day. And if Sammy could find a woman with money, he would be set for life. A woman that getting ready to date would be even better, because then he could get a little young thing on the side too. Sammy brain started to tick, and he went straight across by the Advocate bookshop and bought 2 aerograms, a black ink pen and a blue ink pen, and a pack of collectible stamps from the States. Now Sammy grandmother Olga got an old sister named Lottie up in Welchman Hall, and one named Ermine down in Tripath. So Sammy sit down, set up the 2 aerograms with the stamps from the US, take his time and drawing the postmarks, and went and dropped the letters in the chute at the post office. In Sammy's estimation, the most that will happen is that when the postman sorting the mail, he would think that these 2 letters get mixed up, and these letters get make the way to Lottie and Ermine, announcing the arrival of their great-nephew Samuel from New York City in 2 weeks' time to spend 3 weeks in Barbados. Neither Lottie nor Ermine can see too good, so them would never notice that the letters ain't come from over in a way. Sammy got 2 weeks to start practicing hollering, "Oh man, what's up with you? And you know what I'm saying?" to really work on the Yankee twang. This thing really got to work out. Lottie, all excited, getting the old place clean up and round the house weed, and telling everybody in Welchman Hall that she's sister grandson coming in from the States. Well, the day of reckoning come, and Samuel, not Sammy, the 3-card man, Samuel arrived about 2 hours after Panam touchdown at Sewell. Samuel make a big show of stepping out of the taxi with the suitcase that by this time had on enough stickers like he's a world traveler. Stickers enough that he get from at Woolworth. Welchman Hall was ablaze with the talk. A young Yankee man in from the States, and from the time he step out, Miss Murphy's daughter Gladys start to reckon how much Yankee dollars she could get if she cozy up with Samuel during this vacation that he's spending. 2 days gone by, and Sammy start to talk to the people in the neighborhood, and everybody impressed with the Yankee accent, and the fact that Sammy is so well versed in everything from politics to brain surgery. Sammy could talk on any subject and everything he know about. But one body in the neighborhood start getting a funny feeling about this Yankee man. Something familiar about this Samuel. Canary keeping a nasty eye on Samuel. But at no time at all he passed, he ain't got off them sunglasses. And them rhinestone sunglasses big, and taking up his whole face. By Thursday, Samuel said to Lottie that the taxi fare in Barbados is a bit too expensive, and he thinking that he will invest in a little motor car, and by the time he ready to go back, he will leave it with she, and she could sell it and get that money to help she out. So Samuel left and come back the evening time with the little old capocula that he did buy when he did put any plans in place. By the time he get back, Lottie had tell the whole of Welchman Hall about this car that he going to buy and how this car will end up being hers when he gone. I wanna know that news don't lack a carrier. He buy a car? Would that mean that he stand good? So the young girls start to hear the sound of money whenever Samuel's name come up in a conversation, and he was the talk of the place. Sunday morning, Samuel dressed to the nines, and he drove Lottie to service at Pastor Jones' church at the top of Vault Road. Gladys Shark live in the back. Next thing you know, Pastor Jones called Samuel to bless the offering, and all kind of thoughts jump in that con man's mind. What if the money in this offering plate is anything to go by? Gladys girl, you lost your pick. I got to put my eye on Pastor Jones' ugly daughter Estelle. I got to secure my future. Sammy was thinking all of that while he was saying the prayers. The Monday afternoon found Sammy at Pastor Jones' door calling upon Estelle. Things got to move fast, 'cause Sammy only got 3 weeks. Poor foolish Estelle, wish she crossed herself, taking in all of Sammy's lies, how he got house and car in Boston, and he was hoping to find a good wife in Barbados, and how from the time he walked through the church door, the good Lord spoke to his heart and told him that Estelle is the woman for him. Samuel said he always trusted God to direct his path, and once God showed him Estelle, in his heart, she was already his wife. Samuel started talking about wedding and everything. Estelle, another idiot, tell Sammy that all the land that I could see belonged to she father, and as an only child, he ain't got to worry about the cost of the wedding. She father will pay for everything. Samuel left Pastor Jones' front house, rubbing his hands in glee. Things falling into place. The only question is how he will explain this to Gladys, 'cause in the past few days, Gladys was getting real cozy with Sammy. So cozy that Sammy was sneaking in at Miss Murphy after the old girl dropped sleep, and would be in there till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning with Gladys. Anyway, driving going down Vault Road, past Dan Brown shop, all the thoughts flying through Sammy's head, and Sammy take off the big rhinestone sunglasses and rest them on the front seat. Just then, Canary, who was nearly fully loaded, was about to put one last glass of the one-eye man to his head. He was facing the shop door and his blood run cold. Poor Canary couldn't get the glass to go up nor down. He couldn't believe what he was saying. That body looked like Sammy the 3-card man that hit me for all of my meeting money a few months back. But no, it can't be he. The last I hear he did lock up. That meeting money was to put on the new siding upon the house, upon the rain side of the house, and Canary was on his way down to Progressive Hardware in Subtle Street, when all of a sudden, these two fast-talking men catch your attention, and in 2 twos, ever since they gone. Canary can't tell which direction the men went in, but he never forget that face. Canary decided he can finish off the ball of rum, and he stumbled home to Allen View and dropped down across the bed and went fast asleep. Poor Canary never catch himself till Wednesday evening. He sleep all the way through his 2 off days, and by the time he get up, all he keeps saying is that something important happened, but he can't put his finger upon it. Anyhow, it gonna come back to me. Meantime, in Welchman Hall, things start to move forward real fast. Samuel vacationing got no time left, and Pastor Jones decide he ain't gonna let this prospective son-in-law slip through his fingers. Cause Estelle in the first prize, and this wedding going go on. He tired of praying day in and day out, saying she a man, dear Lord, if not a good man, any man, Lord, saying she a man, dear Lord. Jonesy said, I ain't going to fly in God's face, but once I get she off the shelf, I'm going to feel good. Jones went and get the compliment print and start showing it off all around Welchman Hall. The wedding they booked for the next Saturday morning with the reception at the Vickers Club. Estelle and Samuel will be going straight to the airport after the reception for this flight to Boston. Samuel couldn't believe his luck. He make a few calls and he invite a few of his friends to the wedding at Holy Innocents. Jonesy engaged a pig for the feast. He ordered green bananas, coconuts, ripe bananas, mammy apples, shaddocks, all of them there to set up and decorate the main table. Big pink and white paper bells and streamers to decorate every window and door and the staircase at the Vickers Club. Rice and peas, macaroni pie, sweet potato pie coleslaw, potato salad, fried fish, a whole half a sheep bake, sandwiches, fish cake, sweetbread, pudding and everything. Jonesy spared no expense. Meantime, Gladys got she best Sunday go to meetings out and planning how she gonna fix ugly Estelle. I had my eye on Samuel first, and if she think that she can get on that plane, she got another thing coming. When the Reverend asks who got something to say, she gonna hear what he got for she. I gonna get Samuel, whether she like it or not. Estelle ain't getting on from Panam, not with my man. Saturday morning at Holy Innocents, and the church bells ringing to France. The excitement building all across Welchman Hall. Nobody expected that they would ever live to see the day that Kushti Longmouth Estelle Jones, with that one cross-eye, get take off the shelf. So who get invite and who didn't get invite, everybody heading down to Holy Innocents to see the bride. Even Canary decided that he can be a wedding watcher. So he planning that on the way up from town, he can get off the rattling bus by the church wall and position himself underneath the mahogany tree in the churchyard to watch the bride. The guests start to arrive at the church, and the church bells start to ring for 10 o'clock. The sound of them bells was like a cloak lifting off a canary memory. And in his mind, he'd hearing St. Mary church bells that they ring in the day that Sammy and the three-card men robbed he. Clear as day he remember when he spot Sammy that day when he in at Dan Brown shop, drinking Dan Brown rig-up rum. Everything start to drop in place, and Canary ease way and run up by Sally corner and beg Miss Alma for a phone call to make a quick call and a report down to District A. The wedding march start to play, and Pastor Jones push up his chest, feeling real proud, you know. Estelle doing the slow walk up the aisle to Sammy, who was standing in front of the Reverend looking like Yankee Doodle Dandy, and all of the three-card men from downtown, they sitting on the ground side of the church, dressed to the nines. Men in Wilson hats cocked on a side, and what the old men from Welchman Hall will call the cobbler. Suits with extra large collars, man. The men they look like hard seats. Dearly beloved, and Gladys perk up in she seat. Reverend later reached the part Gladys they waiting for. If anyone can show just cause why this couple cannot lawfully be joined together in matrimony, let them speak now or forever hold their peace. and Gladys fly up off the bench. But out of the corner she spot 4 big policemen stepping through the door and heading in. A wild scramble break out in the church. 3 card men start to scramble over the benches looking for a way out. Pastor Jones is in shock. Poor Estelle ain't hear another word cause she faint right there in front of the altar. Canary was leaning at the window smiling. You brute you? You thought you would get away? They just run to night catch it, take that. But in the mass of the confusion, nobody ain't see when Sammy dropped low and eased to the next side of the church and jumped through the church window. He slipped out through the graveyard like a pop kite. Boy, that was one-sided in Welchman Hall, you hear? Well, when the dust settled and to find out what Samuel really did, poor Estelle wouldn't even come out to church. But Gladys did determine that she didn't take in that. She keeps saying if she had it known, she would have dropped a mustard seed in that crook ears. Don't mind, she gonna still fix the brute. She and she mother walk the graveyard and find a duppy bone, and they grind it with some hair that Sammy left on she pillow, and a piece of string, a piece of thread that drop out of one of Sammy baby days. They grind it up good, and you know that turned Sammy foolish. They say he does walk about town now dressed like a bride, and all he does be singing is dum dum de dum, dum dum de dum. Canary ain't know how true he was. There does run till night catch it.